Hi there, it's Andrea from Staying Focused Coaching, and thanks for downloading our 4-part series on enhancing your time management skills, or what I like to affectionately call becoming the healthier busy. Why is it the healthier busy? Because that's what I hear from my clients all the time, and it's that I'm just so busy and out of control, and I'm just not being effective. And whilst we want to be busy, as being busy is like the new in thing at the moment, it's about being a healthy busy, and that's what we want to aspire to achieve. So if you want to move from always running out of time to being able to have the time for the right tasks, then you're in the right place. And if you are frustrated with back-to-back meetings and want to have time to actually plan between those meetings and even have a lunch break or two throughout the week, then again, you're in the right place. And finally, if you are frustrated with having no time for planning and sick of being that reactionary all the time, and you want to get some of that time, whether it's planning for your business or for work, or planning your next holiday or even your next career move, then you're in the right place. So, this is how the 4-part series is going to work. Each session goes for no longer than 10 minutes, because that is really what our true attention span is these days without any ad breaks or interruptions. And at the end of each session, there will be some action points for you to do to help you step towards a healthier busy. And then I'll send you the next session of the series within a week's time, as this gives you a whole week to implement the changes into your time management routine. So just a bit of a quick rundown on how the actual 4 sessions within the series are going to work and what they include. The first session, so today's session, we're going to look at what you want to achieve in the next 12 months. In the past, with past time management practices, we would have been encouraged to look way forward into at least 5 years. But in today's world, at such the pace that it's going, to have a serious focus, we look at the next 12 months. That's just a lot more manageable. And you see, we need to know where we're going to be heading in the next 12 months, as this will help establish why we need to change some of our time management practices. In the second session, we're going to break down your 12-month goals into a real tangible 90 days, and then into a week, and then into planning your day. And then into the third session, we're going to cover the boundaries that you're going to have to set for yourself and some personal accountability rules to ensure that you achieve your tasks that you've set down for the year, for the 90 days, and for the week, and for the daily planning. And in the fourth and the last session, we're going to bring it all together and introduce to you some really useful tools and even some apps that can help you with your planning. As we're about to kick off the first session, there are a few things that I want you to do to get the most value out of today's session. Firstly, please make sure you've got no distractions. So turn off your mobile phone, email, anything that's going to distract you over the next 10 minutes. Also, I'd like you to print out the workbook that was sent to you as part of the email with the first session. Once you've printed that out, grab a pen or a pencil and a highlighter pen as we start to create the new healthier busy you. Okay, let's launch into this first session, which is what do we want to achieve over the next 12 months? Now, for many of my clients, and even for myself before I realised the importance of effective time management, we don't like to plan anything further than, say, 90 days out. And the reason for this, and I hear this time and time again, is that I've planned in the past, but things just change, business needs just change, the market changes. Or, I did some planning in the past, but it was just worthless. Everything just changed, as I've already mentioned. Does any of this sound familiar for you? Well, the strange thing is, we do actually plan, and we plan for important personal events, such as, for example, we can go out to 2 years. You might, when you're going to get married, or having a baby, or taking a significant holiday. And yet, too often for work, we only focus in, say, the next 3 to 6 months. And we don't go much further than that. But that means that we just therefore restrict our goals for work within 6 months. But there is so much more to our lives. There are things that we need to spend some focus on, that we need to start planning out there. There's an old saying, and I'm not sure where it came from, so I can't give full credit, but it's 100% correct. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. With a plan, at least you know where you would like to head and what you'd like to achieve. Sure, the journey towards your goals might change a little along the way, but at least we're starting to focus on our goals and where we want to go to. Now, if goals are a troublesome word for you, as for example, you might be saying, Andrea, I've never been a goal person, then I'd like you to think about what would you like to be able to tell me that you have achieved, and what are you doing in 12 months' time? So in 12 months' time, what's your story? This is your personal story. This is a story that you say with passion, and it's all encompassing about your world. So it includes your family, it includes your friends, even your pets. It includes where you live, what you drive, your health, the health of your family, your work, of course. What are you doing at work? Where are you working? The physical location of your work, and your story goes on. So imagine that we did exactly that. We actually caught up in 12 months' time for a coffee. What would you like to be able to tell me about your life? So with that in mind, please grab the workbook that was sent with the video, and I want you to start filling in the gaps in the workbook. Now, it might be best that you listen to the rest of the video first and then come back and fill in the workbook. So looking at the workbook, look at the top page, and please write in your name. Write in your nickname if that's the way you refer to yourself, as we want it really personal. Now, as we start through the workbook, I want you to start describing how you are feeling. Are you feeling generally happy, busy, energized, passionate about what is happening in your life? Are you feeling like you've achieved some really great things over the last 12 months? And there might have been one or two setbacks. So please write down how you're feeling in the workbook. Then we're going to progress through the workbook, and I want you to tell me about your family. Where have you recently been on a holiday? Some personal development or fitness goals that you've achieved. Where are you living? Is it a nice house or townhouse or apartment? So include that into your story. Now there is a question in there, and it says, we've had some challenges, the following has occurred. I have included this as you might need to assist, for example, a family member into care, or you've lost a family member through ill health that you know about today. And this might sound strange, but many people have to tackle these issues. And these need to be thought of when we're planning the next 12 months, as you might have to temper some of your plans accordingly. Now, in the workbook, we now move on to your work and the story you want to be able to tell me about your work. Now, you'll notice here that the first comment is not about what role you're doing, because let's get free of the titles and roles that we like to surround ourselves with and become focused on what you are doing and why you love it. Now, if the thought of loving your job at the moment is a challenge, that's exactly why you are telling me this story. As you should be loving your job, as we spend so much time of our lives actually working. So you've got to love it. Now start describing your work to me. Where it is, what hours you're working, and is that a good balance? Tell me about your responsibilities, and importantly, tell me about the achievements that you've had in the last 12 months. Then let's step briefly into what are you planning for the next 12 months. And then in the last part of the workbook that's for those last minute memory pieces that you've forgotten to add in, but you remembered the more you talked about your story and how fantastic it is, and especially that story over the last 12 months. Now, grab the highlighter pen that I suggest that you have and highlight the parts of your story that would be the top 3 things. Now, these are the top 3 things that when you've achieved these, then all the other parts of the story are able to come to life. These top 3 things will bring everything to life. So basically, they're in essence, they are the first 3 chapters of your new story. Or really, they're the 3 goals that you want to achieve over the next 12 months. So congratulations. You've achieved a really very clear picture in your mind and hopefully your heart and your gut as to where you want to be and what have you achieved over the next 12 months. I want you to have a really good look at this workbook over the coming week and start thinking about what it would mean to you to achieve those first 3 chapters of your new story. And that is your homework between now and when you get Series 2 sent to you via email. So today, you've taken a really important step in becoming a healthier busy. We've stepped through the program and then we've looked into the future and into your story that you're going to be able to tell me in 12 months' time. You have established the top 3 goals or chapters that are going to bring your life story to life. And how awesome is that? And we've done it all within 10 minutes. Just brilliant. If you've got any questions from today's story, please do not hesitate to email me. You can get me at andrea@stayingfocusedcoaching.com.au or message me through Facebook, and please make sure that you like our Staying Focused Coaching homepage. So until next week, enjoy the start of your new story and about becoming a healthier busy. And this is Andrea of Staying Focused Coaching. So be focused, be authentic, be you, be awesome.